In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the chainsaw chain on a 9-foot Ryobi pole saw. This is an 8-inch bar, and this is a P4360, but the process is probably going to be the same for most of them. So I'm going to put this down right here. This is where I'm going to work, and your saw should have come with a wrench like this. If you don't have it, if you lost it, you could probably use a 10mm and just a flathead screwdriver. First thing I'm going to do, because chains are sharp, I'm going to put my gloves on just to be safe. And then I'm going to get right into it. So there's a 10mm bolt right here. I believe it's 10mm. And this is a chain cover. So just as a note, it's a good idea to take the battery out of this before you start. I want to just loosen this bolt right here so I can get that chain cover off. And then take that right out. There's a washer on there. Don't lose that. And you can put that off to the side. Now you're gonna see a mess right here. You'll end up cleaning this out as you remove the chain. But we can move on to the next step here. Before I remove the chain, I just want to line up my new one and make sure that I got the right size. This might be a little difficult to do. Hold it right there, and it looks like it's gonna work. So I'm good there. I'll put that off, and just take note, if you look real close, you'll see an arrow right here. That's telling you which way the chain rotates. On the new one, you do not have that arrow, unfortunately. You may or may not have it. Just want to take note of that and put the chain on the same way that you take this one off. And in fact, it shows right here, there's a little diagram. If you clean that off, that is the way you want the chain to go on. Match up this kind of flatter part goes this way, and then this little hook right here goes this way. So that's how you want to put the chain on. So right here, there's a little pin. This is how you adjust the bar. So we're going to lift this up off of here and take the bar right off, and then go back. Obviously I have a bunch of stuff back there I'll have to work through. Might have to rotate it a little bit. A lot of stuff in there. We'll take this, get that gunk out of there. There we go. Ah, a little stick stuck in there. Okay, so now I can take this chain off, and I'm gonna clean up this bar and clean all this out while it's open. Let's clear out these holes too while I'm at it. Now this stuff is covered with oil, so it might be a little sticky. I'm just gonna loosen it up. You don't have to get it perfect, because you're just gonna make a mess of it again, but try not to drop anything in here. Okay. So this is nice. Now that this is all cleared out, you can see another diagram right here. Match that up and just make sure it's going that way when you install it. So I'm going to take my bar and my chain, make sure it's going the right way, and just kind of feed it in the groove here. Just be careful, it's obviously sharp. That's why I have gloves on. Get it kind of like that. Put a little bit of tension on it. Good. Now we're gonna just put that around the shaft like that. And then you might have to turn this a little bit like that just to get it to sit in. So now that you have this sitting in the shaft, what you want to do is make sure that this part right here lines up and sits right here, and you want this adjustment pin to go right in this hole here. So I'm going to hold this like this, and typically new chains are tighter because they'll stretch over time, so you can see that pin doesn't line up. So I'm going to have to adjust it. take my tool and adjust it out like this until it matches up with that hole, just like that. So that's good. We're good to put the cover back on. So take this and just hold this and make sure it's sitting where that slot is. Put the cover back on, and this is going to hold the bar in place as well as protect that chain. We just want to put this hand tight like that. And you can see there's a little bit of slack on here. You do want a little bit of slack, but you want it as tight as you can to this bar, and as long as it still rotates like this, you're good. So I can tighten that up a little bit with this adjustment screw. Put a flathead in there, tighten it up, and this is why you only put that cover bolt hand tight, because you don't want to squeeze it so much that you can't adjust that. Okay, that might be a little tight. Yeah, see, that's not moving, so loosen this just a little bit. Again, be careful, everything is sharp here. Let's try that. Pull on the chain a little bit. And it will rotate. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take this and just tighten this just a little bit more. That still goes. Cool. So the new chain is on there, and as I said, over time it stretches. Even in the first use, it's going to stretch. So if you took it apart, put it back together, put the battery back in, try it, and if it doesn't move, stop right away and take the battery out, loosen that adjustment screw, make sure this can move, and then as you use it, keep checking to make sure that this is fairly tight. Make sure it still moves, because it's going to stretch, so you're going to have to tighten it up over time. But that is how you change the chainsaw chain on a Ryobi 8-inch bar 9-foot pole saw. If you needed to know how to do it, hope the video helps. Thanks for watching.